This is Commander Shepard. Welcome to Robofet's Bounty.
You will learn the real truth about how 4 ordinary household pets became wisecracking amphibians. Pizza-loving amphibians. Amphibians. Amphibians.
Search out the Gorgonites and frag them all! Yeah!
If Gorgon is not in that window, is it in this one?
And beyond that?
And what's beyond that?
And beyond that? And beyond that?
And beyond that?
And what's beyond that? Gorgon.
Hello, this is Bob from Robofet's Bounty, and we look at some small soldiers figures. This was a figure line that came out in 1998 to accompany the film. These are big 6-7 inch chunky figures, and they're really cool. So let's start off with the Gorgonites. So the first one we have here is Archer. He is the leader. It's a really nice sculpt, and so these are big. We used the 3-inch figures from your Star Wars. These are big chunky figures. So they haven't got many to go through, so I might as well show a lot of them. So there is Archer. Who we got next? We have Slam Fist. He's a massive beastly figure. So these are, look how huge they are. They look really cool. Who have we got next? Let's look at. This is Insaniac. The crazy wild one. His accessory is a little ball and chain thing. But yeah, really cool figure. Oh, this is a big boy. This is Punch It. Really hard to get, this one. And huge. As big as my head. Over there we have Scratch It, which is a little wee one that comes with Slam Fist. And I've got an accessory for, this is Troglodyte. This is the guy, without any spoilers, gets ripped to pieces at the beginning and they rebuild him. So he's got legs as arms and arms as legs. The last one I have is Fletchy, which has got a hole in the back. It does fire some sort of boulder at the back, but I haven't got that. 2 figures I'm missing are Nibble and Ocular, and I'll put posts of some pictures after this video. So these are all the good dudes. These are Gorgonites. Originally they were the bad guys, and the Commando Elite were the good guys. But they switched them around. But figure wise, the Commando Elite are better figures, which we'll go to next. Let's go to the Commando Elites. It's time to get the cool characters. So there were 6 Commando Elites, only 4 got released, and unfortunately 2 never got produced. Hopefully one day we may get them. So the first one we have is Commander Chip Hazard, voiced by Tommy Lee Jones. So these are cool figures, big chunky beasts. And if you haven't seen the film, definitely check it out because it is brutal. It's definitely not a kid's film. So that is Commander Chip Hazard. We now have Brick Bazooka. His action feature, just a bit like Arnie to be honest, his action feature is you flip the head up and he's got a cannon there that fires a missile, and he's got a sticker there with his face on. That is Brick Bazooka. And the third one I have is Nick Nitro. His backpack is normally huge, obviously, with the figure, but I haven't got that one. So there is Nick Nitro. The only other figure they've released is a character called Kip Killigan. I'll put a picture up in a sec. Very hard to get, $300 online. The two unproduced figures were Butch Meathook and Link Static. So here are the three that got released. Chip Hazard, Brick Bazooka, Nick Nitro. They are the Commando Elites. And here we are all together. As you can tell, as I said before, big chunky figures. Relatively cheap to get all the figures now, to be honest, barring this one here is running you about £60. And obviously Commando Elite, that's quite hard to get. But yeah, good bunch of figures, not made to collect. Take care, Robber Fett out.
It's the invasion of the Z-Bot! All new Z-Bots that really transform!
Clear the road!
And Z-Bots with teeth! They really bite! They're everywhere!
Even here!
You've never seen Z-Bots like this with awesome new weapons!
All right!
New good guys, evil ones, kicking and punching!
Whoa!
It's a Z-Bots invasion! Don't panic, don't run!
Get a grip! Z-Bots are fun!
New transforming and fighting Z-Bots figure packs, each sold separately from Micro Machines.
Hey guys, it's Phil Wilson, aka My One Man Band, and I'm here today talking about my favourite line from the 80s and 90s, which is Z-Bots by Galoob. Z-Bots came out in around 92, I think, certainly carried on through 94, maybe 95, so I would have been sort of at the last part of my childhood. It was probably one of the last collections that I ever really dug really deep into as an actual child playing with these things. And I just, as usual, was drawn to the amazing colour schemes and the fact that every single sculpt was available twice with two different colourways. They were great. So they were designed by Galoob, who did the Micro Machines franchise, and it was an offshoot and a chance for some of their designers to get like a bit wacky and creative. They had some amazing sculpts, like this guy with really wonderful colour schemes and amazing detail. It was a really cool line for that, and obviously with having two colourways for each one, you could have kind of a good guy and a bad guy version. They were just superb. The bad guys had a little V for Void, which is the bad guys, and the Z on the other guys for Z-Bots for the good guys. They also had some rather interestingly questionable sculpts where copyright infringement was definitely not something on the memos going around Galoob's offices. Obviously you've got kind of a Johnny Five-esque character there, you've got something that looks suspiciously like an R2-D2, and a little bit of a Lost in Space kind of vibe there. They're really interesting, but at the same time, as a line, it was one of the more adventurous ones, it seems, where the clearly had the budget to try something different, because there's some like this guy where it has a sucker, there's others with wheels, or ones that seem to transform from one form to another. So they were really quite a creative and diverse line with how the line works. It reminds me almost of He-Man and Master Universe, in the sense that like they weren't restricted to each one of them forming to like a similar design template. They really did go out there towards the end of the line and start pushing the ideas of what materials they'd use, and like whether it had wheels, whether it transformed. It was quite an open-ended kind of line. Three of my favourites are these guys, who are my pink threesome. There's kind of an Ed 209 kind of guy there, one with 3 legs, one with a helicopter kind of thing going on. That one's got like a little movable gun. Crazy good designs. And one of the things, as they diversified, they kept taking chances and reinventing the line in subtle ways. So, for instance, they came out with mini Z-Bots. So even the Z-Bots themselves were in that kind of muscle battle beast scale. Mini Z's were even smaller, and a lot of them were kind of like little brothers of the other ones. So got that one there, and still around here. Maybe I've lost him already. Can't find him now. I had a little Johnny 5 guy. Oh, there he is. Come here. So miniature Johnny 5. Let's go with him. So that was kind of a cool little offshoot. I didn't have many of those ones back in the day. They're ones that I've come across since. They moved on to bite bots that had the gimmick that, as well as being a robot, they would open up at the centre and have kind of a pinch action with a articulation on the back there. So they're pretty cool. And the other one, this one's probably my favourite, because I just remember seeing this in a magazine and just really loving the design they did as well. They did vehicles anyway, but these ones are basically kind of like combiners, where you have 2 or 3 Z-Bots that link together, and their names reflect their final form. So this one is Bazooka, so you've obviously got like Buzz and Zoo and Car there at the end, and they link together through these kind of little pegs, and they just turn into like really cool bigger vehicles. So I just remember always thinking that they were like particularly cool with the way they kind of linked into their final form. So one of the interesting things about this line for me is I was always fascinated with the cross soles on the back there, and as an English guy with maybe access to 2 local toy shops by then, maybe 3, and before the internet, I was always intrigued by all the cool ones that were on the back of these cards. And obviously, as you do, I used to sit there and circle out all the individual ones that I already owned and which ones I had twice and this kind of thing. And I noticed there were some that you just couldn't come across. So I was always quite a proactive child. My parents always said to me to, you know, put my money where my mouth is with things. So I actually wrote to Glue. So I wrote to them, and I wrote them a letter asking when the other ones would be released, and maybe where I could find them and this kind of thing. I think I was maybe hoping to get some freebies, and they wrote a letter back and they said that not all of them were going to become available in the UK. I think, to be fair, that was 94, so that was when it was probably past its prime, you know, as a line. But they did send me, which I think is really cool, it's one of the pinnacles of my obscure parts of my collection. They sent me the Toy Options Limited catalogue, which is presumably the UK distributor for Gloob, of 1994. And that's got inside it some really cool images of the Z-Bots and some of the ones that just never actually came here, which was amazing at the time. I have since managed to find quite a lot of these ones, but at the time this sort of was like looking to the future, and it had all the combiners. This is where I first saw Ram Jammer. I was saying it was Bazooka. It's Ram Jammer. Bazooka's the one above it. Yeah. Oh well, there we go. So it was Ram Jammer was the one that I was obsessing over. That shows what I know. and all the vehicles there. So that was quite a treat for me as a kid to receive this catalogue as kind of a freebie. So yeah, so I've always liked them, and at one point I wanted to put them all and get them all framed, like I have some of my other collections, but as you can see, they actually end up on shelves, and the shelves are slowly getting a little bit full. They're bleeding into the Mighty Max section now for my mini Z's. So then the final quirk to this story was maybe about 2008, 2009, and I was browsing my local Asda, and it was just certainly well past when any Z-Bots would be around, and as weird as it sounds, we came across one set on its own of Z-Bots sealed in a packet that someone must have found at the back of a shelf somewhere or on some racking or God knows, and it was marked down for just a few pounds, so I thought I've got to have that. So even though I already have this one loose and it's a little bit battered and worn from when it's been out down the back of a shelf for years, I was just so amazed to find it at such a strange time that I had to have it. So yeah, that's an interesting one for me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Robert Fetz Bounty signing off. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. See you real soon.